Dad Crossing, a podcast about animals and parenting. Today is all about predictions. Predictions about upcoming Animal Crossing updates, predictions about what games we may see released or debuted. We also have a head-to-head competition with dad jokes, because this is Dad Crossing. This is your dad joking cynic, Nick Metzger, and my favorite co-host, the shady sneezer, Sean Abbott. Because, Sean, you can't sneeze in COVID time without being shady nowadays. So what's up, man?
No, I think shady sneezing has now become the trying to sneak out a Trump in public.
That's right, man. Yeah, you let out a sneeze and everybody looks at you like, I don't know, like it's just like, whoa, that's a good way to get everybody away from you for sure.
Yes, they look at you as if you're about to start biting the face off.
Yeah, exactly. How have you been since the last time we chatted?
I'm good. I think I dropped into the Discord about starting to find a little bit of help, which I'm not bothered about admitting publicly. I've now started the online stuff that I've been set and feeling a lot better. I've got things I can do to cope with how I was feeling. So I'm doing a lot better. I'm not as tired as normal. We've noticed things in our lifestyle that was a bit bad. So we started going to bed earlier. So like last time we were on, I think I was up until nearly like 12:30 playing Call of Duty like an idiot. But no, we were in bed like by 10 o'clock last night. So like I've had a really good night's sleep. So I think that was contributing to a lot. We kind of got into some kind of lockdown horrific.
Yeah.
So just making better lifestyle choices, which has helped quite a lot. So
yeah, that's awesome. And I commend you and anybody who takes the step and realizes, all right, I got to do something and reaches out, which we here at Dad Crossing, that's what we're all about. And I mean, anybody here who needs to chat or is listening to this that needs to chat, Sean and I always say it, our DMs are open. We're happy to chat with anybody. We're not professionals, but we certainly are happy to be there and chat with you guys. So that's awesome.
And what about you? You and the family are now free.
That's right. We are out of quarantine. We celebrated Christmas yesterday. No, you're not listening to the wrong podcast. Yes, it was January 24th, which ironically was a month because my wife found out she had COVID on Christmas Eve. So it was a legit month, or maybe not a legit month, but it was the 24th of January when we actually celebrated Christmas with my in-laws. So another week, and we're going to celebrate Christmas with my side of the family. The kids got to go to actual school. I got to hang up my teacher's hat, which I will say, so I don't want to be a teacher, and I don't really want to do that. But the time that I got to spend with them was fun. Like, I mean, there were times it was not fun. Okay. There were times where I was not very happy about the whole deal and it was a little stressful and all that jazz. And I definitely don't want to do it all the time, but I was grateful for the time that we got to spend together. I don't get to spend a month with my kids, maybe ever, except for like when they're first born. I don't even think I took a month of paternity leave, quite frankly. So this is like probably an opportunity that's not going to come again, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So
the silver lining to a very dark cloud.
Exactly. That is well said, sir. Well said.
No, we've gone into national lockdown. So this is lockdown 3 or 4. I've lost count. But anyway, but the kids are all still at school because I'm classed as a critical worker. Lindsay teaches from home, and my youngest daughter's mum, she's also a teacher. So we kind of all have to work. So they all still go to school, which is nice because after the first lockdown, I could not do homeschooling again. I found a newfound love and thank for teachers during that time. So, yeah.
Yeah, and both their schools were really awesome. And I will say, for people who are like, well, what about the first lockdown or first quarantine? I was asked to set up and direct an emergency food pantry in our community. So I was crazy busy in the first lockdown. Like I know there are people who saw their family way too much in that time, and I actually, quite frankly, may have been more busy in our first quarantine lockdown period than normal, trying to set that up because we had so many food pantries in our area shut down due to COVID. So that's why I wasn't actually there that much. So I appreciated this.
Yeah. So now everybody's back to school and your wife's back to work. Are you working from home still, or are you?
No, well, so my business is actually, we were in the midst of moving offices. So I'm actually, no, I'm out and about trying to move stuff and getting movers around and trying to put finishing touches on an office that we are renovating to move into. So no, that project was supposed to be done, well, a couple of weeks ago, and obviously that got put on some serious hold. So because I work for a small nonprofit. Yeah, we'll go with small nonprofit. A small nonprofit. My affiliate is small. Let me put it that way. And so it's just me and a couple people. So when one person is out, it's like a big deal. It's like basically 30% of the workforce in our company is gone. So yeah, but no, I'm out and about and very happy to be that way, quite frankly.
Cool.
So what have you been playing, sir?
Not a lot of anything else other than, and I keep saying this, it was like the Doom Borderline saga all over again. But I've kind of hit Call of Duty really hard again recently, and so much so that because we've now got fiber and internet that can handle things like streaming and basically playing online games a lot. I've been playing a lot of that. I started a TikTok for it, which is doing okay. It seems like it's a very hard platform to break into, but apparently when you hit it, it lights everything up like a Christmas tree. So I've done 2 streams now. I think I had 22 views across the 2 streams, something like that. So,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Are you streaming on Twitch, or where are you streaming?
Just a Twitch at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
It's straight off the back of the Xbox. So, because it has that, if you launch the app within the Xbox, you can just broadcast straight through that. Bought myself a little webcam to plug into the Xbox, so I've got that kind of user interaction, but not really had the ability to do that yet.
Yeah. Now that is not in the new Xbox. Is that correct? As in it's not, as in they took that feature out of the new Xbox to be able to stream directly from it.
No, I think it's still, you just have to download the Twitch. Yeah, if you download the Twitch app, you can still do it because it's not straight from the Xbox. I've got to launch Twitch, then launch the game that I want to play, go back into Twitch, start broadcasting, and then go back to the main title. So
okay, I'll have to look at that because I mean I got a Twitch account, and that would be and I have my Xbox Series S, which I haven't touched very much, but we'll talk about that in a second. So I watched your one. I thought it was pretty cool. I like what you're doing. So yeah. So where do they go? That's what I was going to ask you. Sorry. Like what's your handle? Do you know your handle?
So it's twitch.tv/Sean W. Abbott, because my middle name's Wayne. So everything tends to end up being Sean W. Abbott. Sean
W. Abbott. Search it up, peeps. Cool.
So what about you?
Oh, I finished Immortal, Sean. I've been putting a lot of time into this game. I wanted to get it done. In open world games, this happens to me where I'm like, I'm doing everything, I'm going everywhere, and what happens is then I get burnt out and I never make it to the end of the game. So like I felt that coming. I felt my I don't want to play Immortals anymore. Like I was getting there and I was like, all right, I gotta push to the end. I gotta stop trying to get every chest and open up every vault and blah. And I had actually, there's way more chests and vaults in this game than you need. Like I kind of just passed by 2 whole regions, and I had pretty much maxed my weapons and everything in the first 3 areas that I had opened up almost. I don't want to say completely, but I farsighted a lot, and I found a lot of chests in all 3 of those regions. So I think I got a good amount of stuff. I'll just say that. I beat it. Let me tell you, the story at the end is better than the story throughout the entire game. That's all I'll say.
Oh dear.
The story through the game it should be really good. And I kept waiting for it to like really draw me in, but the story just doesn't draw you in until the end. And here's the kicker. The battle at the end is probably the worst battle at least for me. At least for me, was the worst battle in the entire game. Not because it was difficult, but because there's like, I don't want to give away anything, but like you see the bad guy in the very beginning. His name's Typhon. So that's no big deal. And you're fighting him, and they go to cutscenes like probably 5 or 6 times while you're fighting him. And I don't know, like Drew from our Dads After Dark cast said he didn't mind it. He didn't mind the cutscenes. But for me, it really bugged me. Like you just kind of get going, especially if you have maxed weapons. It doesn't take that long. So you just kind of get going, and you have to hit a certain point in his health bar, and then it cuts away from you fighting him, and it does a cutscene, and then it comes back to you, and you have to fight him some more. And it's like, just let me have like a really good big battle and stop interrupting this thing. And they do it multiple times with him. And I don't know, I was not a big fan of that at all. So
I tried to go back to it, but I still stuck with the fact that every enemy seems to be too hard for me to face. And yeah, I don't want to turn the difficulty level down, because it's kind of like I set it at that, so that's what I want to go at.
Do you just have it at regular?
I think I bumped it up.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't bump it up. I was at like whatever the regular level was. I didn't go 1 up or anything like that. And then beyond that, I really I opened up every chest from the very beginning for the first like 3 or 4 regions. So yeah, the thing that killed me the most in that game, and I said this on Discord, the thing that killed me the most in this game were the lasers. I died more by lasers than I did by any enemy, because there are these vaults that just have like all these lasers, and they kill you like boom. Yeah, those things got me more than any enemy, I bet. So yeah, probably you bumped the difficulty up. That might have definitely did it. And I don't know how much you went after the chests and all that stuff, because those are super helpful to bump up your armor and the amount of your weapons.
That's just the thing. It's the spending the time going around and finding the chests. I do have the time. I just tend to spend it doing anything else other than playing on my Switch at the moment. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's fine. For some reason, and I'll admit it, the chests give you you got to open a lot of them to make a difference. But once you like do open enough to where you can up your weapons, the step ups are pretty large. But I don't know why. Like I'd open up a chest, and most of the stuff I had until you get this awesome set of armor close to the end. Until the very end, I had the beginner set of armor, like because it gave I just used the axe the entire time. I spammed the axe and the stun on the axe. So it gave my axe was stronger by like 15%. I used the beginning armor. So I don't know why. I'd like go and I'd open up I'd open up a chest. I'd get a new set of armor. I wouldn't use it, but I'd be like, yes, I did this. I don't know why. It must have been like a dopamine hit. I'm addicted to opening of chests. I don't know. But anyways, so I finished Immortals. I'm done with that. And I am very excited to actually use this Xbox Series S that I bought and have ne'er spent more than maybe 2 or 3 hours on. So I am going to play Fable 3 in anticipation. That's the only one I have not played, in anticipation of this trailer that they dropped. way back when they did the Xbox premiere of a new Fable game coming out. So I want to get 3 done before anything comes out that before any other Fable game comes out.
If I remember rightly, and then knowing your love for searching everything and looking around and collecting everything, Fable 3 might take you a long time.
Yes. Yeah, Fable 2 did too, and I don't really. I mean, I loved 1 and 2. I'm always a good guy. There's something in me. I have a real difficult time being bad. I remember there was like one achievement that I needed to like drop this guy in a cauldron of like boiling water, and it took everything in me to like do that. I was like, I don't want to be bad, but I want this achievement.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
I know, that's pretty much how I did it. I was like, I'm really sorry, I gotta do this, buddy. Sacrifice 1 for the team for me. So no, I'm really excited to get that started. I was hoping to start it today, but that did not happen. So yeah. Anything else?
No, not that I can think of it. No. Like I said, a lot of my time has been spent, if I'm not at work, asleep, or like starting with the kids and stuff with Lindsay, I'm playing Warzone. And literally, like, if I've got a spare half an hour now, I will literally run upstairs, jump in and just do 1 drop, because I've got to the point in it now where even on solos, I'm in the top 10 most times, and it can take 25 minutes to do 1 round. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's like I know you asked on Discord, you were like, hey, does anybody want to team up? And I was like, well, I don't think he wants me on a team. I don't think I'm going to be any help to him.
I've managed to get him
on a team.
I've managed to get in with a regiment, which is like basically a clan, and you can see who's online. You can join them at any time. I play with my dad a bit. One of my old high school friends has reached out because he saw that I've been online playing it a lot, and we're trying to get sorted an evening where we can play. So I've got a couple of things, and I'm still yet to. Frosticle's wife sent me a friend request on there, and I'm yet to join her little group as well because they have a squad. But so yeah, there's a few options for me, but I end up just. I play a lot during the day rather than on evening. So for the UK, it's difficult because there's not many people I know that play video games through the day like I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Well, then, all right, let's chat about the predictions of the animals in our lives.
Like we said in the intro to the podcast, with basically everything is all going to be predictions that we think are incoming for Animal Crossing this year. We had a fantastic response from people on Discord, from the Twitter that Nick handles, and we've got a lot. Just looking through the document, there is a lot to talk about. So I kind of got inspired to do the predictions thing from the Animal Crossing Facebook page that I'm part of, because a lot of people have been asking for certain aspects of the game to return from previous games. So, yeah, I'm just going to very quickly try and find that group now.
Well, while you're trying to find the group, I will explain this system, and I will freely say that we stole it from our friends at Dad After Dark. To allow us to make predictions and kind of rank them 1 through 3. You know, I was thinking maybe we should make it like a Masson prediction, and then like a Justin prediction and a Jesse prediction, and we could rank them that way, because some of them seem to do crazier predictions, but I decided against that. So we will just we'll follow Dad's After Dark completely, and I'll give a prediction, and Sean can rank it, and then we'll move forward from there. And then Sean will give one, and I'll rank it. So,
so just very quickly, one of the people off the Facebook, I don't know, I never saw this, so is that they missed the megaphone that just randomly calls villagers' names.
Is that a New Leaf?
I'm not sure. They don't reference which one it's from, unfortunately.
I didn't know. I do not know about this. But I would love a megaphone that would randomly call out villager names. I think that's great. I'm all in. I'd be all for that.
Oh. Yeah, I think it was New Leaf.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah,
such a large hole in my Animal Crossing.
But yeah, there's lots
decks.
In there that very quickly looking through some of the comments on some of the posts that we will cover. So, but yeah, it's kind of like the idea of predicting what we might see and things came from that. And yeah, like you just explained, we're going to rate it, which will be interesting.
Yeah, so 1 to 3, 1 being like a light, easy softball prediction, 3 being like a crazy out there, I'll be surprised if it happens. So my first one is that I think they will expand our design spaces for the design app. They expanded the storage once, so I mean they can definitely do this. And I think they will expand the design spaces, especially because, all of your islanders share the same design, the same bank of design spaces. So that's my first one. Rank it, Sean.
I'm going to say 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not that I don't think it's not going to happen. I just... Oh.
I'm good. Don't worry. I just kicked the lamp. I just kicked the lamp thing again. We paid the light bill. Don't worry, folks. I kicked the cord. What happened, people, for those listening? I kicked the light cord probably once an episode. That's probably a fair amount of time to say. And then the lights go out here in the Metzger household. So, but they're back on. We're all good.
Just because I think they gave a lot, because you use a lot of design spaces. It's not very many people, other people I've seen mention that they're kind of limited, or the fact that they don't like having to get rid of the designs to make new ones. So, and plus the integration with the Nintendo app means that you can save and upload and which I know I've just quickly, because the other thing I think might happen off the back of that is they might allow you to design spaces through the Nintendo app.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I would love if they would allow the design app to actually work so that, like, while I'm in some horribly boring Zoom meeting, I can sit on my phone and make a design. Like, that would be my ultimate dream, quite frankly. And then save it, and it just, like, goes to... It'll just, like, show up on my Switch the next time I log into Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how amazing that would be.
My first, it's not really a prediction. It's just, well, yeah, it's what I think.
It's a prediction.
It's what we're going to see the first of the DLC, the paid or unpaid, I'm not sure, but like, yeah, I think that's going to come as of March, around the year anniversary of the game. So
that's a big difference, though. Okay, so here's the thing: if you leave it open, I'm really only giving you 1 point on this paper.
Yeah.
But if you make it paid, I'll go all the way up to 3, because that's a huge difference.
So I don't know. There isn't,
because we know we're going to see DLC, right? I mean, because we know Mario's coming.
I mean, Zelda's the only one really that I've seen that you've got paid DLC for. The expansion stuff on Zelda I paid for. Is there any other games that Nintendo brought out that have got paid DLC?
Oh man, you're putting me. Well, so Smash gets paid DLC with the fight with the fighter, fighter passes and stuff, the season passes, stuff like that.
I will go and put it as I think we're going to start seeing paid DLC as of March.
That's 3 then, right there. That's 3 points.
I think if you want another fantastic island and Kapp'n to come back in, you're going to need to pay for that. I think the amount of coding and work and data that it's going to require, you are paying for that.
So, yeah, Kapp'n's the one thing. Like, man, it's difficult for me to think that they're going to do paid DLC. There's a lot of, but if you do paid, what you are basically making is a game within the game at that point. Yep. So if like you want to pay for the DLC to allow people to come to your island and go to this special place where you can play like fun multiplayer games, then yeah, I could see that. I can see that happening. So yeah, that's 3 points. 3 points there, Mr. Abbott. So I was gonna put a date on this, but it's really difficult because I think it might not happen until fall. So I will just say that Brewster is going to come this year. We will see Brewster this year in the museum. That's where I think he's going to be.
Yeah, I think I'll do a 1 for that because I think he's one of the characters that is screamed for across all platforms that I've seen, Twitter, Facebook, like the few interactions that I've had with people via Instagram, they all want him. So if Nintendo are watching and listening to anything that drops with the word Animal Crossing, yeah, I think everybody wants a little bit of Brewster.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's the next logical step for the museum. So
yeah, really,
we're getting to the point now. Anybody that's been playing the game since launch is probably at the point that you are. The fish and bugs are done. Working on art slowly. They need something else to use a museum. So.
Yeah, no, I totally agree that it's a 1.
So, I mean, I haven't been in my museum in that long. I think Blathers might have passed away.
He's still sitting there. He's still sitting there reading a magazine or doing whatever he does.
Yeah.
Dusting off your fossil collection for you. All right, what's your next one?
My next one's we're going to have more reactions. I think in line with the Mario stuff that we're going to get, I think we're going to see maybe some Mario style reactions. So we might get like the Mario jump with the fist in the air. Little things like that. I think we got the reactions for Halloween, the spooky ones, and then we got the reactions like the sitting down, yoga, taking photos for Thanksgiving. So I think we'll see more early this year as well. I think potentially in the next video launch, we might see more reactions.
Okay. If you're going to put a time on there, I'm going to give you 2 because I was thinking it's like 1. But if you're going to say by like March, you're going to see more reactions because that's the Mario one, I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did want to say, and I meant to mention these as we were shouting them out, and I forgot. Hey, it's Chad, who we've had on the show, also mentioned that the developers will replace the coffee shop with Brewster's Margarita Bar. But seriously, there will be a coffee shop, he says. So he also thinks that Brewster's coming back, going to bring his coffee shop back. And so, and then also we mentioned Kapp'n. You mentioned Kapp'n in paid DLC. Nintendo Pals, Andrew, who we've also had on the show, said, I do think they'll add a new island to boat to from the dock, bringing back Kapp'n, where there will be more content, maybe multiplayer minigames, a city with shops possibly. So all those were mentioned. And then Frosted, go ahead.
I don't want them to use my not with the dock where the plane lands, but if they use my dock that I have just spent time putting a kid's tent on and decorating for something, I will be really upset. I finally found a use for that, and they take that away from me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like move the tent every time you want to go to the island. Yeah, that's but I do think that dock needs Kapp'n. Like Kapp'n needs to be there. It's just like this random dock that just there has to be like they put that there for a reason, more than just like to catch a few fish.
Yeah, because there's the secret cove at the top that everybody thought was just everybody has one of those on their island. That's for red. So yeah, the dock being on everybody's island makes perfect sense for
Yeah, it's got a purpose. I totally think that. So my next one is
on it.
What? You gotta put a tent on it. There you go. Nintendo's like, why else? We gave you a perfectly shaped tent for the stock. Why did it take you people so long to realize this? My next one is that they will add more crops to the game. So like not fruits, which I think they may, but add more fruits too. I could see that. But I think so like they had pumpkins in October. I think sometime this year you will see some type of crop. I'm going to make this a two-parter. One, that they will add more crops. I know that's probably only worth 1 point. Okay. So I'll take that as a 1-pointer. And then I'm going to go one step further because this would be awesome if they would do this. That they will add in the Mario DLC pack that they will reach back to Mario 2 and add like the turnips, because they've done growing turnips before where you could grow a turnip and it would gain so much money, but they will reach back to Mario 2 to those turnips. And are those turnips? Is that what those are?
Yeah, so, I think I'd go. Yeah. Because they've got various sizes as well, which to think about it and how easy it would be to a small turnip being that you've watered it for what you haven't watered it, a medium turnip because you've watered it a little bit, and a large turnip because you've watered it every day. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So they'll reach back to that, and in March we will be growing turnips.
A two based on that, we'll probably get more crops. Because if you had just left it at that, that'd have been a 1. I think they've done the pumpkin thing, so yeah, a 2.
All right. You got another one?
Yeah, my next one is better interactions with items. So we saw with the Snow Boys, and I think I mentioned this on Discord, we saw with the Snow Boys that you could kick the snowball around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we might see that you can get like different balls, like footballs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That we might see the ability to just kick those around a little bit.
I don't know why we can't do that. That was in randomly on City Folk, and I think even in the original, if I remember correctly, that you would have a soccer ball show up, and even a football, if I remember correctly, would show up that you could kick around. And if I recall, there was no real purpose for it, but you could at least do it. Yeah. And it would show up. And it's like, I don't know why that's not there. So, I hope they bring that back too. I'll give you 2 for that. I hope that's something that they do. Those are my 4 predictions that I think for this. I haven't gone utterly crazy. I will say there's a couple more on here. I'll read one and then there's 3 left. I meant to mention Tim when I was talking about crops. So Neoprime says his prediction is we are getting additional fruits like persimmons, lemons, durians, lychees, leches. Is that leches? I think it's that.
Lychees.
Oh God, I said it twice wrong. Welcome to my English. Mangoes and bananas. In the spring, he says. Plus perfect fruits, which would be interesting. How do you think they would? Work that? Perfect. How would you get a perfect fruit?
Random drops.
Yeah, probably.
So with the usual.
Don't make me start watering trees. That's all I got to say.
Well, not watering trees, but like the percent or the ratio of you getting a perfect fruit depends on star rating, somebody being on your island, tree positioning. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. I see that. And then also he says gems will come in the summer. Gems will come in the summer. You think he's thinking you're gonna like dig them up like bones?
Possibly, yeah. That'd be pretty.
You could craft them into like different accessories. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
make like earrings and all kinds of bracelets and
tiaras, chains.
Yeah. Or maybe you knock them out of the rocks. You could do that too.
That'd be, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds. Get a pickaxe because we don't have a pickaxe, do we?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a new tool.
Yeah.
Plus, which the only way you get gems from the rocks is by using the pickaxe.
Or maybe you get on the dock and you move your tent, and Kapp'n takes you to another island where you actually enter a like Stardew Valley-esque mine. Except I don't think there can be fighting. I don't think like there's actual like fighting things in that. And that would be maybe a step too far for Animal Crossing. But you could enter like a mine where you have to keep going down and down through like a maze of stuff.
Yeah, with pitfall seeds. So if you
that would be amazing.
You could get stuck every now and then.
No, I'm thinking that's how you get further down. You like plant a pitfall seed and you like just walk into it and it drops you to the next level of the mine. You have to like carry like all the pitfall seeds you can find. And you have to keep crafting them to get to the 100th level of this mine. Yeah, that was a step too far probably. Do you want to read one of the two?
Yeah, I'll take Frosticles.
Okay.
So with us getting the Mario DLC in March, that we'll use that to entice us later in the year around September, where we'll get Zelda content, but that'll be paid content. And also Amiibo Festival ported to the Switch.
I think that was a joke, if I remember correctly. I hope it was. It's a joke to me.
I think there was an emoji after it. So, but what was that noise? Zelda content to be paid. I don't know. I don't think we'll have to pay for the Zelda content. I think just stealing from one of your predictions later, I think that the Zelda content will come later on in the year, but with the announcement of the new Zelda.
Mm-hmm. I am going to make another prediction that whatever paid DLC we will get, it will not include specialty items. So like, it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like you pay for this DLC and then you get like like the Master Sword or the Zelda items or whatever. I think it's going to be, you're going to pay for I'm going to say an experience, and I just use air quotes, like the experience to go to Tortimer's Island for multiplayer or something like that. I think if they start DLCing specific items, it's going to get really difficult to figure out like, oh, you can't trade that, or you can't pick that up, or no, you can't give that person that item because they don't have the DLC. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably going to be wrong on a lot of these, but that's my prediction.
Yeah. I mean, Spider-Shan, I think, agrees with what you're saying, because he says that the Zelda game in the summer, but he doesn't think that there'll be paid DLC, because he thinks it'd be hilarious to run around the island with a Master Sword. But yeah, paid DLC for more customization options for terraforming, which I don't really know what else they can do other than give you curved edges for ponds.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I'd love to be able to make an actual curve rather than diagonals, and
make you pay DLC to get to the third level of your island. The third, fourth. Is it the fourth?
Fourth to make it go above 3.
4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, I'm with them. If you can use the Master Sword as an axe, I'm in. Like, that would be so freaking cool. Let me use the Master Sword as the axe. That would be great.
Let you like hold it down and make him spin round.
Oh yeah. So you can just chop down a whole a whole forest of trees with it. That would be great. I would love
the weeds.
Yeah.
Maybe chop weeds down.
Oh, yes. I'm so in on that. I would love a spin attack with the Master Sword used as an axe. That would be great. That like hurts me a little bit as an Animal Crossing fan, but not enough that I don't want it. Do you have any other predictions?
I'm just looking through what people have said to see if there's anything that like I can. We keep mentioning Kapp'n and stuff like that in Brewster, but I also think paid DLC might come and be involved with the dodos. Rather than sailing to another island, they've already got that link built into the game. So maybe if we don't get Kapp'n, the paid DLC for visiting luxurious islands will come through with the dodos.
Yeah, I could.
Because you already go to Halves Island with them, don't you? So
yeah, that's how. Well, yeah, that's how you travel everywhere. So it does make the most sense. But I don't know. There's just this dock that, like you said, there was the little area in the back that everybody had, and there's this dock that everybody has that doesn't really have an in-game use other than like 3 or 4 specialty fish that you need to get there. Yeah. And I just think there's something there, and I think we're gonna find it this year. Whatever it is.
For specialty fish, though, you can also get from where the airport is.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, because as long as it's into the ocean rather than...
Yeah, that is a pier, and it is like fish from a pier. I never even thought about that. I've always fished from the dock to get all those things. Yeah. Look at that. Learn something new every day. All right. So why don't we move on to a specialty? Wait, do we want to do Nook's prices right here, or do we want to do it later?
We do it here if you want.
Let's do it. Let me flip over.
Just quickly changing everything around.
I am. We're getting crazy. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can do.
All right. So here we go. I have 2 items. I was feeling cold when I wrote this, so a fire pit and a fireplace.
Ooh, I've got the fireplace in the house. Not sure I've got the fire pit though. What are we doing? Price individual items or as a combination?
No, as a combination. Combination. Ooh. What you pay from Nook.
All right, 85,000 bells.
Not too bad. The fire pit's ridiculous at 96,000 bells, but the fireplace is only 5,900. So altogether, it's 101,900 bells, which means you are 16,900 bells off. Which that's not too bad.
So the fire pit was more expensive than the fireplace.
Mm-hmm. By a crud ton. That's my dad crossing version of that word.
Oh, it's almost as expensive as your first little mortgage with Tom Nook.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I was telling you about. I just got it I don't know. I think it was right after we finished this podcast. I rolled into Nook's the next day and I was like, I don't think I have that. Walk up to it and I'm like, what's this? And he's like, oh, that's a fire pit. How much? 96,000 bells. And I'm like, really? Really? For that thing? I was like, well, sure, I'll buy it. I'm a millionaire. Why not? All right, your turn.
So mine are, and I think it's inspired from the fact that we do this in the kitchen, the deluxe washer and the gas range.
Deluxe, man. Oh, wow. These, I don't have real prices in my head on these at all. Deluxe washer, gas range. How much is that gas range? I have one in my house. That's what's killing me. I don't have a deluxe washer in the house, but I have a gas range in my Animal Crossing house. I also have it in my real house, but and I can't remember if it's super expensive or not. or even if it's like mediocre expensive. I'm going to say 70,000 bells, and I have no idea.
So close.
Really?
Yeah, and to buy both of those items, you'd be paying 79,500.
79,000. Okay, so here's the deal. I thought the gas range was around 50 and the deluxe washer was 20. Tell me if I'm totally wrong or if I'm close.
The deluxe washer is 76,000.
Really?
And the gas range is 3,500.
I really thought that gas range was expensive. Well, at first I was like, no, it's not. And I should have stuck with my initial thought. But then I was like, no, it is. It is. And so then I really bumped it up. But that's good because if I wouldn't have, I really didn't think that the washer was that expensive.
So if you want to go closest to the guess, you win that one.
Yeah, that was a blind squirrel gets an acorn kind of deal right there. Yeah. That's what just happened.
But yeah, I can't believe the gas range was as cheap as that. I think I bought it, but I don't.
Yeah, well, it's like that fire pit, right? I don't know. Crazy. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to try and find that fire pit now because I want to know what it looks like.
It's like one that has a cover on it.
Yeah, I've got one of those. They used to have one of those in the back garden.
Yeah.
96,000. That's ridiculous.
I know. That's the crazy thing. You have one in the backyard. You pay like $20 for it, probably. It's like 96,000 bells. All right, Sean, why don't we head over to the dad corner because we got something a little special for the folks today.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dad Corner. Our special thing for today, and we mentioned again, I referenced the intro, but we mentioned it in the intro, we're going to have a little bit of a joke off between myself and Nick. We've got, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7. So
I got 5.
Okay, so
we're close.
We're close. So I will use the first 5 because I've got them in an order that I think are going to make Nick crack.
Okay.
But yeah, basically we're going to drop the 5 jokes, and it's kind of I've seen, I think, Lad Bible on the internet. I don't know if you have look at that in the US, but Lad Bible is kind of like the UK's. They put a lot of funny stuff up, but anyway, they get celebrities that kind of face each other, and they kind of have a dad joke off or a joke off, and they've got to try and make the other person laugh. If the other person doesn't laugh, you don't get a point. If they crack, then you win that point. So the person with the most points wins. So
sounds good. I need to look this up. I know them only from the memes. So like I'll be on Facebook and I'll see that it's like a Lad Bible meme or whatever. Yeah. So now I want to see more about them.
They do videos. I think like they had Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone do it at one point, and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. They had those against each other at one point, and
that's great. That's great. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Deadpool meets Wolverine.
All right. Are you going to start us off?
So yeah, I'll start you off with a nice, easy one. I figured out why Teslas are so expensive. It's because they charge a lot.
Okay. Not going to get me right off the bat. All right. Sean, what do you call a vegetarian with diarrhea? A salad shooter.
See, I love a dad joke. That's brilliant. What do you call a vegetarian? I'm going to drop that one. So, we love these. I say we love these. I love these.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's why they're dad jokes. Everybody else just bears through them.
Yeah, Jay. I don't know. Jay laughs sometimes. Jay likes the dark humor, but yeah. Okay, so that's 1-0 to you so far. So, my girlfriend dressed up as a policewoman and told me I was under arrest on suspicion of being good in bed. After 2 minutes, all charges were dropped due to lack of evidence.
Oh, you had me before that. It's the dark ones that get me. Unfortunately, like I knew it was going to be good before you even got there. Okay, yeah, you got me on that one. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, I'll go with this. What's the best way to watch a fly fishing tourney? A live stream. A live stream. All right, I know. Not my fave. Not my best.
Okay. So, is my wife dissatisfied with my body? A tiny part of me says yes.
Gosh darn it. Go back to the ones that are dark, because you're going to give me every time on the dark ones. I really tried, too. I tried to hold it in. Okay. All right. 2-1. I searched for a lighter on Amazon, but all I found was 401 matches. Oh, you tried. I thought I wasn't going to get you on it. I thought I wasn't going to get you on it.
He was having to think about that one then.
Yeah.
I was on a diabetes awareness website and it asked me if I would accept cookies. Is that a trick question? I'm going to call myself in that one.
Do you not get the point if I just turn red? Is that okay?
You didn't physically break a laugh, so no. I thought that one was one of my favorite ones as well.
Give me a second. All right. Okay. I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around. Good job. Good. You're holding it in. You're doing good.
I think this is the last one.
Okay.
I always buy my weapons from a guy called T-Rex. He's a small arms dealer.
It's not. I like that. That one was good. Okay. So have you done? How many have you done?
that was my 5.
That was your 5. Okay, so here's my number 5. When's a door not a door? When it's a jar. I have to shout out my wife's side of the family. The salad shooter and a door not a door. Those are like, if you go to my wife's side of the family's family reunion, you will hear those jokes. Like they just come out. They're always there.
These are all ones that I've heard or read, and I thought Jay will really like those, and so I kind of save them all, leave the notes on my phone and write them all up. So, and just randomly, I'll just text her one every now and then. So,
Sean, this is a really good idea. Why don't you read the other 2 that you have?
Okay. The other 2.
Before we move on.
People are usually shocked when they find out I'm not a good electrician.
I could have held it in on that one, I think.
Yeah. And the last one is, what do you call James Bond having a bath? Bubble 07.
Bubble 07. You chose good, though. I think if I had to, I could have held in on those last 2. But that one turned me red. That was everything I had not to laugh on that one. Well, all right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our little fun games. Hit us up. Let us know in Twitter or Discord, depending on where you're at, what you think and all that jazz. But we're gonna move on into our regular video game prediction. All right, guys, we are in the general gaming prediction. So these won't have anything to do with Animal Crossing. We are just, we are gamers at heart as well. And so we just wanted to make our predictions, what's going to happen in the gaming world. Some of these will be Nintendo. Some of them may not be. We will continue through with the 1 to 3 points. So we'll keep doing that. And I will start this off with okay, I'm not going to lie. This is a funny one, but I just had to bring it out there. I will indeed play the Xbox sometime in 2021.
Yeah, that's hopefully tomorrow or the weekend, so you can start Fable 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, no, that I don't get any points for that one, but I just that was like the first thing that came to mind. What do you got, really, Sean?
I was going to say my joke would be that I will actually play something other than Call of Duty. We do a podcast.
Right.
So,
Doom Eternal, right?
No. My first one, and it's obviously it's Nintendo related, is that we're going to get some form of news about the Metroid Prime 4. That's what I meant by Metroid.
Okay.
It needs to come. I don't know if the reason why was Metroid the reason why they said they took it back to the drawing board because they weren't happy with it. It swapped devs, didn't it? Or producers. It swapped. Yeah. I think we should get some news. They've had enough time. It's been well over 6 months, so they at least should have a minute amount of gameplay trailer, if that.
Wait. Those are different things. You got to qualify this because
that's what I mean by Metroid. Metroid news, I reckon, will be we're at least going to see the title screen, a working title screen.
Okay, then I'm giving you 1 point. I mean, if you're going to say gameplay trailer, that's going to be a little bit more. But if you just mean like some news, like something, I'll give you 1 point because I think they have to come out and say something this year. So I'll be really surprised.
We'll probably get like the intro story / work into the title screen, like basically what you'd see if you loaded the game up. If you loaded the game up, you left it set on the title screen, and you get that short video montage. I think we'll get that. That's it.
Yeah, I'll give you 1
date, no nothing, just that little drop.
So I will stay with you here. I will stay with where you're at, and I will say there will be no Metroid Prime 4 in 2021.
If you want to go beyond 2021, I reckon it'll be the summer blockbuster of 2022. Oh, really? For the Nintendo.
Oh man, we're writing that down. We won't really count that as a prediction since it's pretty much way too far out, but we'll put it on there. Summer blockbuster of 2022. All right. What else you got?
I saw a lot of news about this on the Facebook page that I'm on for the Nintendo. It's called the Nintendo Swap Shop, and also on the Animal Crossing, somebody started this. But a Mario Kart 9. I think we're going to see a new Mario Kart this year. Not the game released, but I think we're going to see a big drop of this is what's to come with different vehicles, because I know they do the carts and the bikes, but I think we're going to see planes, because I know they've used planes before in Diddy Kong Racing, so Nintendo have that option of popping things out. But yeah, I think we're going to see Mario Kart 9 with the Smash-style franchise of everybody from every Nintendo game. So Banjo-Kazooie, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, obviously, because that's quite a big one. So you might have the ability to bring your Animal Crossing character if you've got the game. I don't know. But anyway, that's a massive... I wish.
Okay, so but your prediction is that we will see news about Mario Kart 9.
Yes.
Which I still think is pretty big.
Because 8 was Wii U, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's a long time. There's like in my head, I'll give you 2 points for it. There's two forces that butt up against each other, which is like, well, it's been forever since we've had a Mario Kart, and that's just like boom. But it's like, well, but Mario Kart 8 is still the most. It's still like that, or I don't know if it still is. Animal Crossing's encroaching on it, but it's still the highest, the most selling game that they have. So it's like, are they gonna really do that, or should they? And so those two like fight against each other. And I don't know, man. I don't have a good answer which way they'd go, quite frankly.
The hot take for that though is I would love to see. Is it Double Dash
Uh-huh.
on the N64?
Uh-huh.
I'd
You
love
want to see that?
I'd love to see that feature come back.
Yeah, where somebody's riding on the back and shooting stuff for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, just put it this way: if you wanted to play that multiplayer, you could choose who was in the back and who was the driver.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I'd love, yeah, then like I could play with Ariel and she could just shoot out items and that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool. Yeah, it's just really difficult for me to know. So I'd like it. And I definitely would like for them to mesh like the Diddy Kong Racing and the Mario Kart thing together. Maybe do like a campaign or single player mode of some sort, more than just like unlocking cars.
Did you ever play Crash Bandicoot Racing?
No, I never have.
Crash Team Racing, the campaign for that was amazing.
Really?
So, yeah. So it utilized all the tracks, and like there were certain things that you had to do on each track to unlock different things. So you get like a different number of crystals. So you'd have like there'd be a crystal, a gem, and like a rune that you could collect. And to get the crystal, you just had to be first place. To get the gem, you had to do like a time trial and beat the fastest time. And to get the rune, you had to sort of like do a certain challenge, like you couldn't take any damage, or you weren't allowed to jump, or you weren't allowed to use an item and win and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that would be great. Anything like that would be really cool, and I'd be all for it. I mean, I would definitely buy it, no doubt about that. Okay, so I did. Oh, I think my next one is there will be, since there is no Metroid Prime 4 this year, they will drop the Metroid Prime trilogy. This isn't like shocking news. I know a lot of this is a huge prediction for pretty much every prediction show. But I that is as much a prediction as it is a want. I missed out, I think, all of them, quite frankly. I have a vague memory of playing one of them, and I do not even know which one it is that I played. So I would love for them to drop that so that I could kind of just catch myself up, quite frankly.
Yeah, I played Prime and Prime Echoes.
Yeah, I remember walking around in like a rocky creek type area with Samus like forever ago. And I have no idea. Like, so yeah, I would be all into that.
Yeah. I liked the first person aspect of the Primes.
Mm-hmm. So, how many points do I get for that, Sean?
I'm going to say 2.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Because just because I think they might leave the Prime trilogy closer to Metroid 4 coming out to build.
Yeah, like it could be like a January 2022 title. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, because you don't want to drop it too early. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm still sticking with
it. Zelda news is my next one. So I think we'll possibly get a release date this year for Breath of the Wild 2. And to celebrate them giving us a release date, and which this is all in one prediction, we're going to get a Nintendo 64 remaster. I'm not going to say which one, but
okay.
That'd be good.
Is it 2 or is it 3? That's pretty specific. And it being a 64 title, I really didn't think you'd say a 64 title. I thought you'd say Wind Waker or something like that. I'm gonna go 3. I'll give you 3 on that one.
Yeah. The reason why I didn't go with Wind Waker is Wind Waker is an easy one to port over because of the graphics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. That's a hard one to do.
Yeah.
I'd love to see both. My absolute dream would be to have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask in one game.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I played both of those, although I don't know that I beat Majora's Mask. I know I beat.
I didn't. I found it really difficult because of the time aspect.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. I got quite a ways through, but for some reason I stopped playing, and maybe that was the reason. I just was like, tired of doing it. So yeah, I'd like
I think I must have been 10, 11, 12, that sort of age. 10-year-old. I was going to say at 10, I couldn't figure out the time aspect. It was tricky.
Yeah.
I was too young for that.
Yeah. My next one is that Mario Strikers will be released this year. Nintendo bought Next Level Games, and I know people are like, "There's going to be a Mario sports game." Yeah, I agree. We know that. I mean, we don't know, but even if they hadn't bought Next Level Games, it's about time for another Mario sports game. So sure. So let's up the ante a little bit here. I think it's going to be Mario Strikers. Why? Because I want it, and I hope it comes out. That's really the only reason. It could be any of these. I say Mario Strikers.
Out of all the Mario sports games it could do, I would say Mario Strikers.
All right, what do I get for that?
Yeah, a 1. Mario Strikers.
For being as specific as Strikers? I'm lobbying here. All right. Oh, you just changed it to. Did you just change it to 2 on the dock? Did you just do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I was like, maybe I just put it in there. Sean has quietly amended his decision.
Yeah, I changed it to a 2 because of it being so specific. Especially that we've got the Olympics coming up as well. That they could do.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Mario 2020 Olympics.
Maybe they'll just re-release Mario and Sonic at the Olympics with a new date. That would be fantastic. Yeah. Could you imagine how many people would buy it though? It'd be horrible, but it'd be yeah. Anyways, what's your next one?
I think we're going to get a upgraded Switch. I'm not going to say Switch Pro because I don't think they're going to bring it out as a Switch Pro. I think we will get the Switch 2 or 2.0 by the holidays of 2021. Just because in previous years when Nintendo have dropped stuff, they tend to be a year behind the big hitters.
I'll give you 2 for that. I think we're getting 1. I think there's too much smoke there for there not to be some fire. So I'll just say mine because it goes along with yours. And I'll change mine, I guess, because I said a Pro, but I want to make sure that I understand. It's just going to be the upgraded Switch. So the upgraded Switch will drop. I'm not going to give a date, but I'm going to say that it will drop with Breath of the Wild 2. Whenever that drops, because I don't know when it's going to drop. I think maybe we'll see it as early as March, quite frankly. And it'll drop on like the Breath of the Wild, and that will drop on like the Switch's anniversary or something like that. But maybe not. That's right around. I mean, it's close to the Zelda anniversary, but it's also impeding on Mario stuff too. So I don't know. But so that's what I'll say. Upgraded Switch will drop with Breath of the Wild 2.
I've given a 2 just because of the combo. Yeah. But what could they do to upgrade the Switch? Now we're in the gaming topic, and
Sure, I like that. Get rid of the bezel. I think I've heard people say that, and I totally agree. So keep the Switch the same size, but get rid of that bezel, and so you have a bigger screen.
Yep.
Well, you go. We'll go back and forth. What
to get rid of that bezel though? They're gonna have to replace where the speakers are.
I have mine right here.
So if you'll notice it at the top, there's 2 little indents.
Wow, it's
top
really
of the screen is
like at the top.
Let me just bring zoom right up.
Well, that's the fan. This is great audio as we're sitting here.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here examining my Switch. For those of you who are like, why is it quiet? What are they doing? Aren't these the speakers in the back though? Where's my camera? Aren't these the speakers?
No, they're the vent ports. So if you turn it around,
that was the vent.
That is the vent, but to allow airflow through the switch, you've got to have an exit point and an entry point.
Oh,
So
look at that. See,
this is
why I'm not an engineer.
So if you turn the switch around, at the top of the screen, there's two little holes. Or at least there is on mine.
I have the Animal Crossing one. It's too cool to have holes.
I'd have to go upstairs to get mine.
Also, by the way, now that I'm trying to like really examine this, wow, I am one filthy animal.
So in the bezel of the screen.
Uh-huh. Are you talking about at the bottom? Because I have these guys down here.
Yes, they're the ones I'm talking about. They're not at the top, they're at the bottom. They're
okay.
Speakers.
All right. I see what you're saying. Those are the speakers? Really? Wow, I feel dumb now. I never knew that.
So to replace that, you're going to have to put the speakers on the external, which is obviously a lot of work because that's where all the airflow goes. So the fan, the air comes in the top of the switch because that's what if you look in the top of the switch, that's the radiator fins to give more surface area for cooling. So the air goes over the processor with a greater surface area. The ones at the bottom are filtered slightly, so you don't have tons of dust blowing through it. That's where your dust buildup can be. So when people do most repairs on switches, they take the back off and they vacuum or clean out the little bits at the back to allow more air flow through.
There you go. Switch engineering with Sean. I like it. That's a new episode we're gonna have right here.
I spent a lot of time looking at it, and then when I thought, well, how could they make this better? Better rails for the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. So what else do I think they're going to do? I think they need to beef up the Wi-Fi. They're into streaming. That's doing these games via stream. I mean, Hitman just came out, which I'd kind of like to try it, but I'll probably just do it on Xbox. Oh man, look at that. That's painful to say, but it's probably true. But I do think if they want to start streaming these games, they need to beef up the Wi-Fi adapter in the Switch. It's usually like if I have my iPad and my Switch at the same time, and I start walking away from my the
Switch dies first.
Yeah, the Switch dies first. Yeah, if I walk away from my Wi-Fi signal, the Switch is going to be the first one to lose it. So yeah.
Bluetooth.
Yeah. You want Bluetooth so that you can do so that you can do headphones and stuff?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, okay. I'll see. I'd be down for that. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind them catching up to the rest of the world too, and putting a headphone port on the on a Pro controller.
Yeah, especially if you could have it with a microphone as well.
Yeah. So I think that would be. I think that would be great. Yep. I think that would be fantastic because there are times where I would love to have the microphone too, but just the headphones too, because there are times where I'm like, well, I can be on the TV, but it's going to make too much noise. And so I either have to play handheld with headphones or play on the TV with no sound. And so so it'd be great if I could do both.
My next one is, and it's a two-parter, but it's for the dock. Integrated LAN cable for the dock. Because, I've got the USB one, and it's okay, it's great, but it just takes up more space. So I've now got a USB port, a LAN cable. It's just messy. And the other one is some kind of digital audio out as well.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I would. I'd really appreciate that. I also have, especially the Ethernet. I also have the Ethernet port for down here. Upstairs, I use the Wi-Fi, but down here, Wi-Fi can get a little spotty. So, I have the Ethernet port. So I would really appreciate that. What do you think about the screen output? We haven't talked about that. You think? I really don't see no 4K thing. Do you really think they'll do anything crazy like that?
No, because for stuff like that, you need a lot more processing power. So the actual thing would become heavier and bigger.
Yeah, it'd be a lot bigger.
They couldn't make it any bigger because kids wouldn't be able to hold it.
That's a good
And
point. It also
if
it
it's
already hurts when you drop it on your face when you're laying on your back. I
also,
mean, not,
also holding it in handheld, it after a while, if you haven't got a decent grip, because I still haven't bought some kind of grip to play
yeah,
with,
me neither.
ergonomically, it's uncomfortable after a while.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Are you in the camp of this will be? You think it'll be portable, or because I've heard rumors of it being like a fully docked version.
they can't call it the Switch if it's fully docked.
What do you mean? We have a Switch Lite that doesn't switch. We have an unswitchable Switch already.
Oh yeah. Ah, maybe then. Yeah.
I mean, I could see it happening. I will say, if they do that, I'm on the fence whether I would buy it.
I wouldn't buy it because I like the fact that I can just pick it up and carry on playing is what sold the Switch as it is
exactly.
to me. So.
Yeah. So, man, I think they gotta. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they gotta realize that, and hopefully, it's still a switchable Switch. Because yeah, I don't play enough docked, quite frankly, for me to buy that version or a version like that.
A beefed up dock with a bit of cooling, integrated Ethernet, digital audio out, and they can't really put a processor in the dock for upscaling to 4K because that's what you could do. You could have it run through an upscaler, but would you want that? I probably wouldn't want that. So no, but a beefed dock with cooling, dedicated digital audio and Ethernet. Yeah, that would be the more preferred choice than something that's physically like a little console that you can't take away with you.
You think they're gonna up the internal memory? I personally think they are. Yeah, they need to. Yeah, I personally think they are. Yeah.
For the fact that you can have a solid state hard drive of 125 gig this big.
Yep.
Yeah, they need to sort that out. I mean, I don't know what the original size was because I never looked at it. The first thing I did was buy a half.
It's only 32 gigs, as I recall. As I'm pretty sure it's the internal is 32 gigs. Yeah, no, I think they do, and I think it's only fair. I mean, as being somebody who started to look at those mini SD cards once I got the Switch, those prices have like plummeted on those things. So I think, I would imagine that they can get a larger one at a cheaper price anyways at this point. So yeah, that needs to bump up.
Also, I think when they first launched the Switch, there wasn't much call for the eShop and like downloading games or streaming and stuff like that, where now people, it's definitely in the time since the Switch was released to now, there's definitely been a big step towards digital gaming.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, one more thing I'm going to ask you. D-pad Joy-Con. Do you think that's going to be part of it?
D-pad Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
it's upset with the
D-pad.
What? I don't get the upset with the D-pad.
Oh, thank you. Me neither. I really don't. It doesn't do anything for me. But so yeah, for those people who does, yeah, I don't think they're going to, and I am 100% with you that I don't care whether it has. So
or
not.
When you say D-pad Joy-Cons, that you mean rather than it just being an up button, like.
Yeah, up, down, right, left. It's the actual D-pad because people have been talking about that they want a Joy-Con that has an actual plus symbol D-pad. But
you take away the rocker action, you don't accidentally. From somebody for the Xbox, I wish that they did one without the rocker style D-pad because the amount of times where I'm playing Call of Duty, I accidentally switch from full auto to single shot because I've accidentally knocked it in a rush because I'm doing something like trying to swap my tacticals from a grenade to the heartbeat sensor, and that's pressing up on the D-pad. But if you press right on the D-pad, it left on the D-pad, it changes it from full auto to single shot. And the amount of times I've gone into a battle or a firefight with somebody and I've accidentally not realized that I've knocked it onto single shot and full auto, and I get dropped because of that.
Yeah, you're waiting for it to totally unload and you just let out one shot. Yeah.
Where if I had an up button, a left button, a down button that was separate, that wouldn't happen. So yeah. I think I can understand for people that we've obviously spent years playing Nintendo games with a D-pad. That's the original NES controller was like that. But I like them the way they are.
Yeah, I actually am. I'm actually totally with you on that. That's all I got for a Pro controller. Anything else?
For the Pro Switch, that's it.
Or Pro Switch, sorry, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, better internal memory, better cooling, and that's about it, really. Like I said in the dock, the dedicated attachments, Bluetooth. So, because I've got a really nice set of Astros that takes audio, but it takes 2 audio inputs, and I can switch between the 2.
Nice.
So it's got a dedicated digital switch inside, which I can switch them wirelessly from the headset. So if I think, right, okay, I want to play something like, if you wanted to go, it's built to go from PC to Xbox all the time. So if I wanted to switch between the 2, I can switch between the 2. I could be playing my Xbox, come off that, go straight onto the Nintendo, switch the audio, and not have to take the headset off.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. Yeah.
But no, that's pretty much.
Yep. That's all I got. You ready to send us out?
Yeah, Epiocell was literally. And
we have a question from Tim too. We almost forgot a question from Tim. That would have been horrible. We would feel really bad, Tim. So let me you work on the Epiocell thing, and I'll read this question.
The Epiocell
go ahead.
Basically asks, we will never get emulation back?
Oh, he's talking, I bet, about NES games.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about that we're never going to have NES games back, because I said a few days ago that I would think it would be really cool if we could have NES games. And he's probably right. But even if they would throw us the bone of allowing us to put NES games in our house that were already linked to the NSO app, then for some stupid reason, I would find that cool. I could play NES games in the Animal Crossing thing. Sure, I could go to the NSO app, but I could play them from my house. And I think that would be cool. So maybe they'll do something like that. But he's probably right. They're not going to spend time to put a NES game in Animal Crossing that isn't already being offered to the NSO app as a whole. I completely agree with that. That's true. But anyways, Tim has a question from our former co-host, Mr. Retro Logic, who is now actually part of the fam again. He went away. He's like that crazy uncle. He went away. He was like, I don't want anything to do with this. And then he's like, no, I'm coming back. And now he's part of the family of podcasts. His Retro Logic podcast is in the fam. So welcome back, Dan.
Yeah,
welcome back.
I appreciate it for you to be back.
Yeah. He said, so this is a question from Dan. If you had to do a 2-hour presentation, totally unprepared, on a gaming topic or franchise, what would it be?
Probably we could have carried on with what Nintendo need to do next. So I reckon I could quite easily sit for 2 hours and do a presentation on the Switch.
Yeah, the Switch as a whole.
Where it's come from, the development from the handheld with the Wii U, and how they potentially got that so wrong, but for its time was so brilliant, all the way through to what they need to do next.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about any console. Probably, I mean, anybody who's listened to this knows that probably want me to just shut up. I could talk about anything for 2 hours, unfortunately. But
we do it every other week.
Yeah, exactly. I could talk about Animal Crossing. I could talk about Mario, for sure. I could talk about Zelda, easy, for 2 hours. Those are probably like the main Nintendo franchises that I could dish on for like 2 hours. I could talk about Donkey Kong Country because I love myself some Donkey Kong Country. So yeah, I could talk about that for 2 hours. Those are probably the main ones.
I could probably do Call of Duty. There's a lot of them to talk about, and
you just explained why the rocker is not good for Call of Duty or why there's an issue with it. So yeah, you could totally you could micro that thing down and talk about every little, you'd be good on that. So yeah, I could talk about all those things totally unprepared and bore the crap out of whatever class wanted to listen to that. You better believe it. Whatever presentation. Actually, as a quick side note, my construction manager had a meeting, and we thanks to the Nintendo dads, they sent us these really cool like dad crossing notebooks. So I use mine on a regular basis to write down like what I need to do that day and blah blah blah. And he looked at mine and he's like, "What's that?" And this is like a guy. He's like 60 something. He's like steeped in construction. Doesn't want anything to do with this nerdy techie video game stuff. So I'm like, it's a thing I do. I was like, trust me, you're gonna think I'm more nerdy than you already do. So let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Mine's full of like coursework, like not coursework notes, but course notes from like the courses that I've done with work. So I've got some stuff there to do with plant. I've got stuff in there to do with first aid, fire,
nice
safety side of stuff. So yeah, I use mine quite a lot as well.
Yeah,
it's always in my bag.
They're cool. You can, and you too, listener, can have one from T Public. Is that who we're with now? I don't know. I can't keep track. They keep moving. Used to be Redbubble. I think it's T Public. You too can have this amazing dad crossing notebook that you can't see, but it's cool. It's got a look on it. What to end this craziness, Sean?
Basically, anything that the Nintendo dads have as a logo, you can make.
That's true. Yep.
So I have also spoken to Tim because he's recently shared the calendar for us, for everybody in the Discord and the community to see like what episodes are going to drop on what dates for each month. I did speak to him slightly about doing like photos, like group photos or individual photos of each of the Nintendo dads and the shows and the logos and stuff to kind of sell that as a calendar on that website.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Just selling a calendar would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be neat.
I'd have that in my locker at work, definitely.
Yeah.
But anyway, I will steer the ship in the direction of the end. So Dad Crossing is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can find new Nintendo Dad content wherever podcasts are found. So that's us, the Nintendo Dads themselves, of course, Retro Logic with Dan, or Dads After Dark, or The Dinner Table with Tim. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram. Everything is at @NDadCrossing. We want to give the Nintendo Dads a big thanks for making this craziness happen. And from Nick and myself, Sean, we hope your village is snowy and your villagers are happy.
Now we'll go back.